Hello, everyone. Welcome to Musician Coffee House. Today we have a special guest named Dana, and she'll be her and I will be talking about self confidence and self image of what that's like as an artist and as a content creator. Um, and so Dana is not your typical pop artist influencer. Dana is one of the very few female artists based in Taiwan who has the ability to self-produce songs from scratch with a global competitive taste in pop music. Having participated in numerous singing competitions, record label deals, enrolled in Berklee College of Music, and written songs for mainstream artists based in both Taiwan and China, she has grown to be very experienced and familiar with the pop music industry. Besides being an artist, songwriter, and producer, she is also an influencer with a following of nearly 300K followers. And we're so excited, or I am so excited to have Dina on here. So, hi.
Hi, Grace.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. I feel like the last time that I saw you was back in 2019, when
Yes.
you came to visit LA.
And we had Korean barbecue, I remember.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Tell us, like, how have you been? How was your pandemic life? Or has anything like changed because of COVID-19, the pandemic?
Yeah, I've been great actually. I have been signed to a publishing company for 3 years. So I've been like a songwriter for the past 2 years, actually. Well, did I say three? Two. Yeah. And then the pandemic definitely got us. So I live in Taiwan. I'm based in Taipei. And then the pandemic actually didn't hit us until like last year, 2021. Yeah, so in 2020, everything was all still very normal. Me as an influencer, me as a musician, like I had gigs, I still went to events and everything. So it was just like normal. But it wasn't last year. But since all of my gigs got canceled, the events got canceled and everything, like I had enough time to just stay in my room and figure out, how to make my music sound better and everything. So I developed a skill to be able to like self-produce music and to make my own beats, to do my own arrangements and everything. So it's actually, to me, it's like a blessing in disguise. Like,
Yeah.
I really appreciated that moment. Like, if it wasn't because of the pandemic, like I wouldn't even be able to have the skills that I have right now, actually.
Yeah. No, that's awesome how you look at that way. You were able to like spend quality time for yourself to develop your artistry and your music skills, and that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. And I totally forgot to ask you this, but do you have coffee or tea with you?
I do.
Oh my gosh, your cup is so cute. Did you make it?
It is, right? No, it's actually from a friend. I think
my
it's from
gosh.
Anthropology.
Nice.
That's super cute.
Oh, I'm drinking tea too because it's like 9 o'clock at night. So
Oh,
it's just honey tea.
yeah.
It's
And
good
there's
for the
definitely
vocals.
also you don't need the It's like caffeine free too, right?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
literally just put a bunch of honey in it and just water. That's it. Honey and water.
Oh, it's just honey and water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good combo.
So, tell us about how you were able to find your passion through music.
Wow, it's actually a very long story. So, ever since I was little, I just remember that I love to sing. But I'm not actually like born confident. I don't have like a naturally confident personality. So whatever that's like that I'm thinking in my head, I always need someone else to validate it for me before I actually have the courage to pursue. So lucky for me, when I was 12 or 13, I think, I was just in my room, just singing and just practicing, and my sister overheard me. And then she was like, and also my sister is like a super judgmental sister, like a bigger sister.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of older sisters are like that.
Or sisters in general, I guess.
Sisters in general. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely, yeah, I'm also judgmental towards my sister. But yeah, so she overheard me practicing and she was just like, opened the door and she said, "Hey, Dena, have you ever thought about pursuing? Because I really feel like there's a chance because you sound great." And I was like, wait, what? Like, coming from my sister.
Yeah, your sister.
Yeah, so ever since then, I just started thinking about it. By 13, I decided to like learn how to play the guitar because I just felt like, if I want to be able to be a performer, like I can't rely on an instrumental all the time. Or I want to be able to accompany myself whenever I can, to showcase what I have, to let the right people hear me or whatever.
Right.
So I started learning the guitar, and I fell in love with the guitar. And then I fell in love with the artist Taylor Swift because she writes her own songs.
Yeah,
right?
you're such a Swiftie. I totally forgot about that.
I really am. Yeah. She's definitely the one who inspired me to start writing my own songs. So I started writing my own songs. And then, yeah, that's like, I always knew that I loved music, that I loved to sing. And I guess that's it.
Yeah.
That's how it started,
That's
actually.
awesome. Wow. Yeah.
The passion. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you to your sister who
Yeah.
started everything for you. So was being a musician originally what you wanted to pursue?
Yes, actually, always. Like, I've always wanted to be a singer-songwriter. Well, maybe when I was in kindergarten, I wanted to be like a doctor or something.
Those of you who don't know, I mean, I guess we forgot to mention this in the beginning too, but not only we met in LA, but we went to the same college together, Berklee College of Music.
Yes.
But yeah, like, I don't think I've ever asked you this, like, before, but what made you want to apply for Berklee? And also, on top of that, I know you only stay for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Right? So if you would like to share that, that'd be great.
All right. So, well, the reason why I applied for Berklee was because I was going through like it was like a time in my life where I was just a little bit sick and tired of my career situation in Taiwan. So back then I was already in college, but I was signed to a record label. But the deal was just really wasn't that ideal. So basically I was first promised to have like an artist deal with them. But then like something happened in the company, like internally, they decided to end that contract, and then they put me down kind of under their like trainee program. It was a Japanese record label, by the way, but it was like international. So they have a branch in Taiwan.
Gotcha.
So I became a trainee for like 2 years. But being a trainee, it was really hard because I was in college. I had to go and train as well. Also, like the whole trainee program it really wasn't that ideal in terms of like there's no commitments, there's no promises for you. And so at that point, I really didn't know what I was working towards. And I just was just so done with like, I guess like record deals. And also because I'm officially signed as a trainee, I also couldn't like approach other opportunities as well while I was like under the contract. So it was a very, very frustrating moment. But then, well, in college, I actually majored in nursing. And so then I started interning in the hospital. And then when I came across this ward, I think it really helped shifted my mindset. I started interning at the children's cancer ward. And then it was the moment where I realized that, wow, like whatever the children and they were going through is like far, far more painful than what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing. And if they can be this, like, I've never seen courage in that sense in front of me ever before in my entire life. And I was like so inspired by their, like, just having the courage to face every single day, you know? And it really inspired me to just like keep on pursuing and don't give up. And also towards the end of the shift, like I wrote them a song and I decided to sing to them and everything. And the reaction was just pure. It was so pure. The reaction was just so pure. And like immediately you can see that they are opening up to you. And it was the moment when I realized that, you know, actually music is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like I do not want to be a nurse. Yeah. And so.
Yeah. I remember that you were like also in the medical field too. And
Yes.
Yeah. Music definitely creates a safe place for everyone. And, you know, sometimes like music allows us to seek validation, comfort, and peace through it. And I'm so happy and feel so encouraged that you were able to provide him that space with your talents, like, you know, gifts and talents in your music. So that's so good. Awesome. You said that you were at Berklee for like a year or two, right?
Yes. So after a year, I got a contract offer here in Taiwan. So that's the reason why I dropped out. So that's the reason why I came back early.
Do you feel like you like regret that decision or?
I don't really feel like it's a good question actually because I'm trying to like learn how to live with no regrets and like finding meaning behind everything that happened, and I still can find meaning behind anything that everything that happened. But like I'm not gonna lie to you, it was like the company that I was in was not the most ideal either. Like it was a tough time when I came back. Coming back, I really thought it was it, like my dream's about to come true and everything, but it did not happen. And so yeah.
Gotcha. And so are you, I'm assuming you're in a different contract now, like a different label?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Just had to check on that for a sec. Okay, that's really good to hear. And you also do YouTubing on the side, right?
Yes.
So like how did you get into that? Because you're so consistent with it, and you also like invite guests to your platforms and getting sponsored by like other really big companies. So yeah, how did that come about?
So for YouTube, I remember the first video that I uploaded, it was about just me sharing my favorite songs, like my recent favorite songs and everything. And it was about the time when I got the email saying that I got into Berklee. And yeah, and then I just really wanted, because it took me so much, it took me so much courage to actually just believe that I can study music, actually. And so the whole process and everything, it was just very inspiring to myself. And so I decided to open up this channel and just document this side of me that was first very, very frustrated and sad and cynical about the world. And then finally having the courage and the confidence to believe in myself to like go towards what I actually want. So that was the initial motive behind my channel. Like I want to document this side of me.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. I feel like you're doing like so much like content stuff on social media, and which is so great. I'm really so inspired by your consistency and like the rich quality of work. Like your editing skill is like unbelievable. It's so cute and it just fits your
I
vibe.
try.
But I also thought about like, wow, like how is she doing all this? Like, does she not get burnt out? Or like, I bet, you know, because there are people out in this world that just leave hate comments and, you know, make other content creators feel small and insecure. And I was wondering if you ever have dealt with this problem before.
Well, I think luckily for me, I the content that I create, I guess, like doesn't really draw in much negative attention. Yeah, I definitely also did experience a lot of burnouts for sure. When my channel or when my whole like influencer career started, it was when I was signed to the company that I was in Taiwan, like I came back to Taiwan for. It didn't really allow me to explore much in the music sense actually. And so I was also very frustrated about it, but I also knew that, you know, I have to build an audience in order for my music career to last because
Right.
I couldn't really rely on their ability to do social media, on their ability to do marketing and everything. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep on doing it because it's building. Like more and more people are getting to know me through my social media content. So also, luckily, I had the freedom to do that because they had no idea how to do it. So I kept on doing it, and because it didn't have much freedom in music, I had the time to just focus on social media. Um, so that's when I like build the audience that I have, that I started building the audience that I have right now. And ever since I got out of that contract, I finally had time to put a lot of effort in music. I realized that I don't have much time to do social media. So that's when I really learned how to work with different people and really take that risk and like hiring people for editing, hiring people to be my manager, blah, 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 blah. So now I'm like at this point right now and I'm still finding the balance, but I feel like it's getting there.
Yeah. 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 One step
Yeah.
at a time, baby steps, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
baby steps.
So in the midst of, you know, you just content creating and being a singer songwriter that you are, was there ever an encounter where you really struggled with self-esteem or like in your music or the things that you post on social media, just advertising your music or yourself?
Yes, all the time. And I still struggle with that issue. I guess it's the overall confidence issue. And I think my like that issue, like it's always influenced by a lot of things. So of course, like the core of not feeling good enough for the industry or not feeling confident enough about like your like who you are and everything. It's a constant struggle. um yeah, I feel like lately for self-esteem issues, a lot has come from like relationship actually. So it's a lot. It's there's a lot of factors. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And what are some of the ways that you do to help yourself overcome that?
Oh, wow. Like you like just self pep talks. Like
Pep
you
talks.
really gotta you
Yeah.
really gotta talk to yourself and just train. Like you need to believe that you can train how your brain thinks about yourself. And even though I know it's so hard, it's definitely easier said than done. I like I still don't give up about that thought. And looking back, there are many times that it actually worked. So I know I feel like we all just gotta accept that it will be a constant battle and constant struggle. There is no ending towards this, but you just gotta believe that every single time your brain can just jump back up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
really good
And
point. Good point.
I think that's like for sure, like you gotta do that for yourself. And then I do have some tips as well that you can do that's much easier, but you still gotta work on yourself. Like the first tip, like you still gotta work on yourself, work for yourself actually. Like train your mind, how your mind thinks. The second tip, which is a lot easier, is to find like a best friend or a mentor to just talk it through with you. And this person is really important because you can't just find a friend or a person. Like you kind of have to be smart about it, like
Right.
who you reach out to.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. One thing that I learned about just adulting is like be careful who you receive advice from.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Oh my God. Like I was the type of person that just like received everyone's feedback, advices, and I just acted on it. But then I wasn't so wise of who I was going to. Cause then later I was like, oh wait, like this person and I are completely different. Like this may have worked or worked for him or her, but it did. That doesn't mean that it'll always work for me or blah 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 blah. You know?
Yeah. I totally know what you mean. I feel like okay, so we have like a few couple of friends, right? I feel like all of them has their value in your life. Well, well, like if you hear me saying it this way, it might be it sounds a little bit selfish, but of course, like it's like a mutual thing. Like you also have value towards your life, right? They all kind of have their own, like, what they're good at, kind of. So you can reach out to this friend for relationship advice. You can reach out to this friend for career advice or self-esteem advice and everything. So yeah, definitely got to be smart about it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, because in a way, like words can definitely hurt if it's being said the wrong way or not the right way. So, and do you feel like Taiwan's music industry and America's music industry is similar, or is it very different in terms of like the way how artists are being managed, or like just like the music industry, and along with that of like beauty standards of like what female music artists or content creators should look like or should be like?
I feel like I don't feel like I can judge it fairly, but I can provide like an overall cultural difference about being an artist, being a public figure. In Asia, like the standards are definitely, in Asia, it's definitely more like you have the pressure to, like the society want you to be kind of like the same. Like if you're too special, you don't feel like you fit in. And so it's hard sometimes when what you're doing is just nothing like what everyone else is doing in the industry. Especially for people who has my kind of personality. Like I really get influenced a lot about, like I need people's validations. I care a lot about what other people think. So in Taiwan, like if you're easily influenced by the environment, it's definitely harder. I have to be honest. Whereas in America, I felt like the Western culture really kind of embraces individuality more. And so the more special you are, the better. That's what I felt. Yeah, so it's a lot harder here being an artist, especially how the artist itself, like, you gotta be different from other people, right? So,
Yeah, I see.
yeah.
Gotcha. That's tough. Yeah. I feel like everyone just has its own color, and I hope everyone just stands out just from their own color, personality traits, and character. You know, that what makes them them, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So it's a lot harder in Asia for sure.
So, do you have like mental health days for yourself? Like, for example, it could be like detoxing from social media, meditating, or, you know, providing music for yourself or shopping or going out for a walk or whatever.
Yes, but it's not like I'm not at the meditating phase yet or the stage yet. But I do give myself like Sundays off. I know it sounds so basic.
No, I love that. I love that. Why? That's
Really?
not basic.
All right. Because in the past year actually, I've experienced numerous burnouts, and me being an independent artist, like self-managing and everything, like I honestly were working every single day. Like I couldn't stop working because I felt like if I stop, I wouldn't be good enough, or I would lose in this game, or like those like really negative thoughts like crept up on me. And then I realized that no, I feel like that's not it, because I remember one time, like one experience, my body just like died, like completely collapsed.
Oh
And I
no.
was so scared because I didn't want to die. Well, it wasn't like a near death experience. It was nothing like that. It was more like I was having symptoms that I've never had before. And that was the moment when I realized that, you know what? Health comes first.
Yeah.
I've seeked out for advice, and a lot of like really successful friends around me, they were like, you know what? You're experiencing the ultimate burnout. That means you need to change your routine. Just slide in a day where you just do nothing. And that day will be your recharge day.
I love that. Give that
And
friend a
it
hug for
worked.
me.
All right. I will. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday is also my rest day too. That's when like I go to church and spend time with friends by grabbing lunch and coffee afterwards. But
Yeah. And just not work.
yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely know what you mean though. 'Cause like I'm going through something similar that like that too. And I believe it's called leisure guilty. Like I feel guilt,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it's like a thing.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
feel guilty when I don't do anything. Like I feel like I should be working. I feel like I should be doing something, and if I don't, I feel like I'm not living that successful quote unquote life as I
Yeah.
how I want it to be. But like I'm just like, okay, who's looking or who's counting besides myself? Um and like I feel like I just like don't deserve any goods when something doesn't happen in my way or whatever. But
And
yeah,
you would get really self-critical.
yeah. Oh my God. I am the worst to myself. Like I'm just like, Grace, chill out. So
I understand because I'm
yeah.
like that too.
So I totally understand you, but I'm so glad that you're able to, thrive and keep that one day off of your week. So
It changed my life. Like, I didn't even know it was going to be that easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's going to be that simple by just simply placing a recharge day or like a do nothing day.
yeah, even if like, those of you who are listening and if you work from home, you still need a recharge day at home. You have to, I
Yeah.
feel like it's a lot harder when you're working from home because your home is your safe place, your sacred place, and it's a place where you rest. And when that becomes your workspace, it's like you need to learn how to detach yourself from work and from your own personal life and really have a day to recharge and just do your thing to
Yeah.
rest.
Clean your room,
Yeah,
watch
wash.
Korean
Oh,
drama.
yes. So,
That's great.
so tell us, what is like your ultimate goal as a public figure slash musician, content creator?
So, my ultimate goal is to be able to like afford being able to comfortably afford the things that I want to do, like the projects that I want to do, the albums that I want to make, and everything. And I'm currently still working towards it. Um, yeah, I'm definitely really looking forward to what's happening
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. just like going with the flow, you know?
Yeah.
Why? You had to like think about it a bit. Why? What is it?
Because there's definitely gonna be like a few changes that's gonna happen soon, but I don't know if I can say it yet.
Oh yeah, no problem if you can't. I totally understand.
All
I mean,
right,
is it like really good? It's a good thing.
It's a good change. It's a good change, and
That's
it's
good.
definitely one step towards like the question that you just asked me, like my ultimate goal. So I'm really excited about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, dang. I wish I knew. But it's okay. I'll wait. So,
I'll let you know.
yes,
I'll let you know.
please do. Please do. And what was like the best advice that someone has given to you?
Whoa, there's a lot actually. I was gonna say, like, can I share two?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the first advice was that really inspired me was from my ex manager. I feel like managers are like colleagues that you're so close with, and they know you so well because of their work. They know the vulnerable side about you. They know the confident side about you and everything. So they see it all. And that advice was she really wished that I could make decisions out of passion instead of fear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like my mantra for this year, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. I know you're supposed to be sharing. I don't know why I'm tearing up right now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Share, talk. Yeah, just I would love to hear what you have to say.
So like, ever since like the pandemic happened, it's just so like no one expected that we were gonna be in a freaking pandemic or like stuff like this would happen or like that would completely change our lives 180. And for some, like maybe it remained the same or better, but there are some that like really suffered from it. And I'm normally the type where I have my schedule of life, like my future planned out on a piece of paper. And it just has to go accordingly in that way. Like I wouldn't let anything or anyone stand in the way. But this stage of life, like adulting or young adulting, whatever you call it, it really taught me not to be motivated by fear because nothing good will come out of fear. Yeah. So I am learning to be spontaneous and really accept things that come in my way. I will learn from it and try different ways to let that not happen again or ways that I could handle the situation better, etc. So I emphasize you on that. That's a really great tip.
I also feel like, so you mentioned that you said you're going to learn how to accept, whatever's coming towards you. I also feel like there's like a bigger energy in that mindset is hopefully it encourages you to do something that deep down inside that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's also really important, right?
Yes.
Because of a lot of the times, I feel like the reason why we don't pursue something that we're passionate about is because we're the fear of failure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Failure, rejection. Yeah. It's real. It's just the way how you're going to handle it, You're going to beat yourself down or learn it as a learning or or you're going to take it as a stepping stone.
Yeah. And you'll look back, you'll always realize that whenever you chose passion over fear, like you won't have any regrets, despite the consequences, despite the results and everything. Like, it's the only way to really live a fulfilling life, I guess.
Yeah, I understand you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And you were going to share your second one?
Right. Yeah. Okay, my second one is It wasn't actually from anyone else. It was from my like failures, like what my failures has taught me. And it is to know that it's basically surrounding the idea of nothing worth having comes easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever you want to do, if you want to succeed, if you want to be the best in your field, you just gotta work hard. Like there's no easy way out. There's no a smarter way to get to whatever you want to get to. You just gotta be consistent and be willing to put so much effort.
Yeah, those are really, really great. I'm honestly like so inspired by you, like by your consistency. Honestly, I love it. And you're just so unique.
Aw, thank you, Grace. Those are really sweet and kind words.
Yeah. I feel like this has been a really great conversation. Just us talking about what it really takes to be a public figure, like the hard work behind the scenes of it, and the importance of implementing mental health in all aspect of it. So, yeah, and it was also really great catching up with you too, because it's been a minute for us. So,
I know. It was great talking to you too.
yeah. Well, thank you so much once again for being on here. And those of you who are listening, thank you for tuning in. If you would like to write a review or type a review on Apple Podcasts, that would be really great. And yeah, thank you for joining our conversation and just grabbing coffee or tea with us. So
Thank you for having me.
of course.
Wait, am I supposed to share with you like what I actually have in this cup?
You can. Yeah.
All right. So in this anthropology cup, for those of you guys who can only hear us, it's oat milk with green tea.
Huh?
So it's kind of like a milk tea thing, but it's green tea with oat milk.
Green tea. So do you mean like green tea as in like matcha green tea, or like green tea as in like the tea bag green tea?
Tea bag green tea.
Oh, and what does that taste like?
It just tastes like milk tea.
Milk
But
tea,
it's
but
not. So usually milk tea, it consists of black tea and milk.
Oh, wow.
Like any type of black tea with milk. But this is just not black tea. It's green tea.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like it just has like a milk tea color. I don't know if
Trying
you can
not
see
to
it.
spill it.
Yeah.
Girl,
Wait, you still can't see it anyways.
No. Oh my god. But I'm gonna try that.
You can definitely try that. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's an option in like the boba stores. Is that how you say it? Boba store. Yeah.
Yeah, boba stores or boba shop.
Boba shops. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone, and thank you, Dana, and
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Bye. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Grace.
Bye.